Okay, this is the Retro Gamers Grove Dine and Play by Robert Edward Glenn Flack. The diner will be a retro gaming lounge. The rigs will be the newest of emulation systems. The Orbitoroid XU4 retro gaming system. And it supports 35 consoles, including SNES, N64, PlayStation, GameCube, Dreamcast, Arcade, so on. And it can support over 35,000 games that can be programmed onto the device that are compatible with it. And it supports up to 4 players, so if they're playing a game that can support up to 4 people can play it. One unit costs $469 per unit. Oh, and they also have 5 USB ports. Why using an emulation machine instead of a physical console? Well, you see there, lad. The majority has to do with it's hard to find both consoles and games, and time is not a nice fellow to old computer systems because most of them use some form of silicon components as well as batteries, which all explode over time and no one makes new parts for them. That and there's disc rot. So no matter what, any form of plastic after a certain period of time will be destroyed, so it's best to move forward in an applicated commercial standard with an emulation machine instead of any of the OJ originals. That and those can have warranty. Cost of computer repair technician, $31-$457 annually. This rig is based off of the Raspberry Pi model and is highly customizable, and it's made for avid novice and hobbyist. So he should be able to repair it underneath this definition. The alterations that would need to be made for this device for commercial use allow people to save on a USB drive, which would be owned by the person playing, as well as a USB surge detector, as well as a parental timeout mechanism, which can be easily extended time once upon purchase of a new food item. Execution, first 2 of which can be done through software and be done easy as that. Just program it. And the other one's a little more complicated. And essentially what a USB surge device is, it's an item made to destroy devices that support USB by putting an extreme electric charge through the system, burning out all the electrical components. And I'm not going to explain any more of that because the protector is made by the same people who invented said device, and they didn't patent the device that kills the computers. They did patent the thing that protects the computers. The total cost of the systems would be $228,080.65. How the cafe will operate is every menu item will grant 30 minutes of play, and every 20 minutes they will be reminded to get to a point where they can pull out the USB drive, unless they wish to extend their time by purchasing a new menu item. If the patron doesn't have their own USB drive or headphone, they will be given one, and it will contain advertisements such as the name and phone number of our establishment, And Cafe Management Part 2. The cafe will have a full kitchen and eating area. Main entrees will be reserved for exclusive eating in the dining area. And anything, then after, they can choose to play one of the rigs. And both, the rigs will allow, and we will allow people to eat both desserts and appetizers. We will just ask them to nicely not get the controllers dirty. Rig protection protocol. In the case of accidental damage, we will attempt to salvage said device and clean it up, and no legal transaction will take place because they'll be insured. But underneath the malicious destruction of property, we will take legal action and permanently ban them for life, as well as take said legal action. And there's the sources. And if you have any questions, please send them and I will try and answer them in a timely manner via email.